Hi everyone, fun little video today. We're checking out a brand new pedal that I'm adding to the effects board today. Now I don't like to add too many new effects because really once you've got your chorus, your reverb and your delay, you're kind of almost there. Also distortion of course is always an essential, but we are adding on this, the Pulsar variable shape tremolo today, mostly because we're going to do a lesson on Green Day's Boulevard of Broken Dreams, which has a really awesome tremolo effect on the intro, and this pedal can achieve that. And I managed to get hold of this one for only 50 quid, and it wasn't even second hand. So it's an Electro-Harmonix made in New York City, USA, apparently. We're going to hook it up to the board now. In fact, you can see it's already kind of lurking there. I'm going to test it out for you. So it was great personal cost to my sanity to hook this into the board because I realized I'd had a couple of things that were wrong with the wiring. But anyway, I fixed it all. And the best place to put this tremolo pedal in the board is after the fuzz. So this is the current setup I have. If we just think about the signal chain on the board here, first up it's this tuner. So that's number one in the chain. Then you've got the wah pedal as number two. The Argo Fuzz is number three, and then after that, you've got the Pulsar Harmonix in the chain. So that's where I like to sit it, and then everything else comes after that, like the delay, the reverb, and the analog chorus, and also the noise cancelling suppressor. Although, really, to be honest with you, I don't tend to use that one. We're going to turn it on now, and I'll just show you the custom settings that I have come up with. Which I think are the closest that I can get with this setup to the Boulevard of Broken Dreams sound, which is pretty sick. So listen to this. It's really, really cool. So it's all about the rate of the repeat here if you're going to try and replicate this sound. Also, what I've found absolutely crucial when experimenting with this pulsar pedal is the shape of the wavelength. Now, it's quite complicated if you're going to get into the details, but there's a little switcher in the middle which you can see. And there are two types of wavelength. There's one that people describe as triangle, which is what I'm using now. So it's kind of got that wow, 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 wow effect. And then there's a square one, which I'm just going to flick it over to square now so that you can hear the difference. None of the other settings have changed at this stage. And this is a square sound wave. It's a much harsher cutoff. It's really, really kind of like a brick wall rather than the pulsing effects that you get, the sort of the wow, wow, wow effect. It really like hits you hard. And that's with the rate at the moment exactly the same as what I've used for the Boulevard of Broken Dreams sound. So I'm going to flick it back because actually I would have to say that of all the sounds that I've experimented with, the square sound is one that I just don't like. I don't think you can get many nice sounds out of the square. Let me know if I'm wrong because I'm sure there are lots of tracks that use it. But all of the sounds that I want from this pedal are coming from the triangle wave. So we're going to stick it with that now. Other sounds that are really, really cool, if you increase the rate and it's a lot more sort of tremolo-y and fast, there's a few more sounds that you can get, which I'll demonstrate now. There's one track that I've done on the channel actually called Say What You Will that has a little line like that. Best used on a kind of slow line, I guess. I suppose one of the attractions of this pedal is that actually I can achieve the sounds that I want by very fractionally adjusting the rate, and kind of everything else stays the same. Now the shape is something that's very interesting. I've discovered that if you're using the triangle wave, what happens is that the shape essentially either squishes the triangle wave or fattens the triangle wave. So it's either very thin each time it repeats, or it's a huge one like this. And it's the same with the square. So you can either squish the shape of the square sound wave, or you can make it bigger. So I'll show you the effect that it has on the triangle now, because that's the one I use. The shape is already sort of quite far around and squished. If I put it just to the middle, and then we play that same opening riff, you'll see what I mean here. So it's getting fatter and fatter. I'll turn it all the way up now and you'll see just how fat it goes. Now you may think, hang on a second, that sounds pretty like Boulevard of Broken Dreams, but a bit slower. So what you can do is make it fatter, but then increase the rate. Now you may think that sounds better, and if you do, then you can always use that variation of the settings on the pedal. It's all about trial and error here with what you like the sound of. I might leave it like that for now, actually, because I think that sounded pretty good. The volume button on there is not really worth diving into too much. I mean, essentially what happens is if you turn it down, it's quieter. So this is the volume just a little bit knocked back. And then if we crank it up, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You get it a lot louder. So again, really, that's all about how loud you want it to be in the room. We're just going to knock that back into the middle position because it's kind of an average volume, really. You'll see me leaning over a lot as well because the pedal's down there, but I like to have it all on the pedal board hooked in properly. Let's just do one more thing to explain, which is the depth. Now the depth is how essentially up and down the wave goes. So a small depth, it's not going to cut in too much with your tremolo, whereas a bigger depth, obviously it's going to be quite a wide sound. Now we're quite high on the depth now, almost at right angles. So let's just knock this back to the central position here, just so you can get a little idea of what the depth does. So what happens with that is you can hear a lot of the underlying note kind of bleeding through. Whereas if we turn the depth up more and make it really wide and fat, this is the maximum depth here, you're going to hear a big difference now. So really, there's a lot less of the underlying note coming through. It's almost going from silence to the note to silence. Now, because this pedal is intended for Boulevard of Broken Dreams, obviously the way that sounds, it almost comes from silence, which is why I put that depth pretty high up in the options here on the pedal. So at the moment, these are the current settings for Boulevard of Broken Dreams. See what you think of this. If you've got any suggestions for improvements, I'm all ears, but this is the best I can come up with for now. so cool, isn't it? Nice little pedal, a nice effect to add into the mix, just giving me a few more options here on how to play guitar. Thank you for checking this little review out of the Pulsar. It's all kind of distorted there. I mean, there are other settings available without distortion, which you can explore as well if you want a cleaner sound. But I tend to use a chorus pedal for that kind of effect. So instead of having the Pulsar, my chorus sort of essentially mimics some of the settings there. So this is the chorus. So that's why I don't tend to use it for the clean sounds. But anyway, love to know your settings. Love to know if you've got one of these pedals or a different tremolo. Check out some of the other videos on the channel as well. A few comments below would be fantastic. Do subscribe if you like what we're doing, and we'll see you in a new video another time.